Good evening. Thank you for joining us on Delta Television News tonight. My name is Onome Iyaruwe. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Now the news in details. The federal government has renewed performance contract bonds with 4 paramilitary agencies and the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, under the Federal Ministry of Interior. The contracts are aimed at boosting service delivery, efficiency, and the achievement of set targets with the goal of strengthening Nigeria's internal security. Speaking in Abuja at the weekend, Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubomi Tunji Ojo, acknowledged progress recorded in last year's key performance indicators that stressed the need for continued efforts. He urged the Nigeria Immigration Service to strengthen border security and manage migration effectively, calling on the Nigerian Correctional Service to prioritize inmate rehabilitation and support offender reintegration. Highlighting NIMC's role, the minister stressed that the integrity and reliability of national data were critical, extolling the agency for progress in cleaning and securing its records. Traditional rulers in the state have commended the drive behind the state contributory health insurance scheme, describing the initiative as a transformative intervention which has expanded access to healthcare and eased the financial burdens for many families. The monarchs made the remark when they paid a condolence visit to the Director General of the State Contributory Health Scheme, Dr. Isaac Akboveta, following the demise of his mother. Eunice Emeazia reports.
Speaking during the visit, the Ovie of Ughelli Kingdom, Oharisi III, the Odiorode of Uweru Kingdom in Ughelli North, Obruche II, and the Ovie of Okparabe Kingdom in Ughelli South, Isakba III, as well as Olorgu Tobore Bofure, the Otota of Ughelli Kingdom, noted that many of their subjects who once struggled to afford medical care could now access treatment through the scheme. They added that the program had helped reduce treatment delays due to financial constraints, especially among the elderly, women and children. The monarchs commended the state government for its commitment to people-centered healthcare, while also praising the DG of the Contributory Health Commission, Dr. Isaac Akboveta, for his dedication in ensuring the benefits of the scheme reached communities across the state.
Our governor, Sharif Okorowore, alias Okodo, is going to improve the health insurance. So we encourage him that he should not at least one day is because the whole world is hearing his work.
He's the best. Without health, no way. Chief Akboveta, God creating
health insurance, which is very rare, and Delta taking a leading part in it. I'm very proud of it.
Our son has been in the forefront of
support and urged residents yet to enroll in the scheme to take advantage of the opportunity to secure access to quality health care. Eunice.
Inspector General of Police, IGP Tunji Disu, has decorated 8 senior officers elevated to the rank of Deputy Inspector General of Police, DIG, in a ceremony at the Abuja. In a statement signed by the Deputy Force Public Relations Officer, CSP Isuku Victor, IGP Disu, in his address, described the ceremony as more than a symbolic service, professional excellence, and leadership capacity. According to the statement, he charged the officers to provide strategic direction, strengthen internal discipline, drive reforms, and ensure policing strategies remain responsive, intensive collaboration and accountability, while inspiring confidence within the force and trust among the public. The disbursement of the 2024-2025 Student Special Assistance Scheme for Delta State students in tertiary institutions will commence tomorrow. The State Executive Secretary of the Bursary and Scholarship Board, Dr. Godfrey Enita, disclosed this in a statement, explaining that the payment was for eligible students of Delta State origin who had successfully completed the registration and verification process for the program. The statement said the scheme formed part of the government's commitment to supporting education and welfare of Delta students in institutions of higher learning. It expressed appreciation to Governor Sheriff Oborewori for his continued support for the students and dedication to advancing educational development in the state through programs aligned with his more agenda. The Scholarship Board urged beneficiaries to remain focused on their studies and uphold the values of excellence and integrity, noting that the bursary scheme was designed to ease the financial burden on students and promote access to higher education for Delta State indigents. Believers have been advised to dwell continually in the realm of God's presence to experience divine protection, guidance, and victory in life. The resident pastor of the Royal Priesthood Divine Assembly, Pastor Azu Nwokolo, gives the report.
Pastor Nwokolo, in his message, drawn from John chapter 16, verses 1 to 16, explained that believers had access to various spiritual realms, noting that the level of knowledge and understanding they possessed determined how effectively they operated in these realms. He described the realms of God's presence as a place of refuge and protection for believers, referencing Psalm 91, which portrayed God as a shelter and shield to those who truly trusted in God and totally relied on Him without seeking alternative sources of help. The cleric enjoined believers to therefore cultivate a close relationship with God, emphasizing who dwelt in God's presence, enjoyed divine protection as God had commanded His angels to guide His children in all their ways, helping them avoid dangers, temptations, and the traps of the wicked.
Because we are operating in His presence. It is a measure of trust in this God. How much trust do you have in your God? How much do you believe in this God you call upon? My Heavenly Father, how do you believe that He's able to do that thing you are telling Him to do for you? A challenge is coming your way, and you have God who is going to fight for you. The tormentor will come and flee because you say, when they want to interpret it in our local language, they'll say they do juju, or they will call you witch, because they don't understand the realm you're operating in. That's the truth. Many Christians don't know this realm. They just struggle. They just struggle. So you have to understand this realm as a Christian. These three dimensions of God's realm for you to be able to have total dominion.
The meeting features songs of praise and intercessory prayers. Henry Onogwa reporting.
Watching the Delta Television Main News. Still to come, President Donald Trump sends a warning to Iran's new supreme leader. Details in a moment. Stay tuned.
Community, try as much as possible to guide your utterances. No company can be intimidated. The companies are also urged to keep to their social responsibility, the corporate social responsibility. I always say it, keep to it. If you keep to the corporate social responsibility, no host community will hold ransom.
Welcome back to Delta Television Main News. A look at foreign scene. The United States President, Mr. Donald Trump, says he's not pleased with reports that Mojtaba Khamenei has been selected as the new supreme leader of Iran. Speaking with newsmen, Mr. Trump warned that the development could further increase tensions in the Middle East. He also claimed that Iran had previously targeted several countries in the region with hundreds of missiles, but said the balance of power had shifted following recent United States military actions. Mr. Trump added that despite the tensions, ships should not fear passing through the Strait of Hormuz, insisting that Iran's capabilities had been significantly weakened. Meanwhile, commanders, politicians and religious authorities in Iran are rallying around the flag and hinting at a prolonged war after Mojtaba Khamenei was selected as supreme leader of the country, as the country is under fire from the United States and Israel. The 88-member Assembly of Experts, made up of religious leaders, approved the second son of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei as his successor after he was killed on February 28, the first day of the war. The younger Khamenei was tasked with steering the holy establishment of the Islamic Republic, state television said overnight into today. The 56-year-old Mojtaba Khamenei had hardly made any public appearances or remarks, but is believed to have acted as a power broker with connections to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. His ascension signals continuity for the theocratic establishment that came to power after the 1979 Islamic Revolution. The IRGC, which was originally created to operate in parallel to the country's regular army to guard the establishment, but has since turned into a major military and economic force, was among the first to pledge allegiance to the new leader. It said its forces are prepared to fully obey and sacrifice for the divine commands of Khamenei to maintain the values of the Islamic Revolution and safeguard the legacies of the first two supreme leaders, Ali Khamenei and Ruhollah Khomeini. The United Kingdom Prime Minister, Mr. Keir Starmer, has spoken with the United States President, Mr. Donald Trump, following criticism from the American leader over Britain's response to the conflict with Iran. President Trump had criticized the United States after it refused to rescue or a request to allow British bases to be used for initial offensive strikes on Iran, although Britain later allowed their use for defensive operations. Meanwhile, the Royal Air Force had deployed fighter jets to the region to intercept missiles and drones fired by Iran at Allied targets. And back home, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, has condemned the arrest of 42 Nigerians in Mozambique, calling for their immediate release. Chairman and CEO of the commission, Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, described the development as disturbing, noting that no offense had reportedly been committed by the affected Nigerians. She expressed concern that Nigerians were allegedly singled out for arrest at a spare parts market and urged the Mozambican authorities to either release the detainees immediately or follow due process if any law was violated. Dr. Dabiri Erewa also alleged that some of the detainees had been beaten and dispossessed of their belongings, while many were currently ill and in need of medical attention. Governor Sheriff Oborewori is commiserated with the Akpaveta family over the passing of their matriarch, Mrs. Inedi Samuel Eyakodiho Akpaveta, mother to the Director General of the State Contributory Health Commission, Dr. Isaac Akpaveta, at the age of 117. Eunice Emeyazia completes the report. We'll bring you that report in our subsequent bulletins. Let's now join our sports news desk for happenings in the world of sports.
Nigeria's senior women's basketball team, the Tigers, have arrived in Lyon, France, ahead of the crucial FIBA Women's Basketball Pre-World Cup warm-up games. The Tigers qualified for the Women's World Cup after emerging Africa champions. The team touched down in the French city today as they prepare to compete in the tournament, scheduled to run from March 11 to March 15. The team will face a challenging schedule in the round-robin competition. The tournament forms part of the global qualification pathway organized by FIBA, where national teams battle for places at the next edition of the Women's World Cup. The Tigers, who have dominated African women's basketball in recent years, will be aiming to secure a ticket to the global showpiece by delivering strong performances against the international opposition. The Nigeria side is expected to begin training session in Lyon immediately as the technical crew fine-tunes tactics and squad fitness ahead of their opening game on March 11. Nigeria's women's 4x400 meter relay team has secured qualification for the upcoming World Athletics Relays after an impressive performance at the MTN Champs Track and Field competition in Calabar, Cross River State. The quartet of veteran runner Patience Okon-George and emerging talents by 400 meter event yesterday, clocking 3 minutes 31.40 seconds. The result propelled Nigeria to 21st place in the global rankings, edging out Mexico to secure one of the qualifying spots for the prestigious relay competition. The upcoming edition of the World Relays will mark a historic milestone as it will be staged in Africa for the first time, with Botswana set to host the championship in May.
As a host community, try as much as possible to guide your utterances. No company can be intimidated. The companies are also urged to keep to their social responsibility, the corporate social responsibility. I always say it, keep to it. If you keep to the corporate social responsibility, no host community will hold you ransom.
And now to some business stories. Petrol prices have surged again as the Dangote Petroleum Refinery raised the gantry price up to 1,175 naira per litre, while diesel is now 1,620 naira per litre. This is the third increase within a week, pushing retail prices in some states to about 1,200 naira per litre. The refinery attributed the hike to market volatility and rising costs, with new rates already communicated to marketers and reflected in depot pricing systems. The increase is expected to raise the cost of goods and services nationwide, even as the federal government seeks to secure crude supply to stabilize domestic refining. Claxton International School, Okpanam, in Oshimile North local government area, has held its maiden inter-house sports competition with a call on parents and guardians to support development of sports among children. The inter-house sports competition held at the school field Claxton International School, Okpanam. Bridget Agetu reports.
The chairman on the occasion, Sir David Onakpeni's address, said sports has become a means of uplifting families from their low financial status and enjoin parents not to deny their children the opportunity of becoming great in the future by discouraging them from participating in sports and activities. Sir Onakpe expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the inter-house sports competition and commended the management of the school for giving the pupils the opportunity to discover their talents.
The importance of school sports cannot be overemphasized. Sports, is one thing that brings unity, love. And that is why each time we want to, the country, for instance, want to play soccer, you see that there is no difference between tribe, no difference between religion. People will gather together. That is one thing that sports.
The executive director of the school, in his remarks, said the essence of inter-house sports competition was to keep the pupils physically and mentally fit, as well as give them an avenue to discover their potentials in the various sports and activities towards developing their talents. He said it was imperative to combine education with sports for the all-round development of the pupils. Parents and students present expressed satisfaction with the event and commended the school management for its efforts.
This is the very first edition and they have did their best. By the time they do it again next time, they will do better. I had fun, the children had fun. You see the children participating in so many sports. That is something we should embrace. We should encourage our children to participate in sport because of so many benefits like health-wise.
Inter-house sports, it's actually the first, but it came out more than what we actually expected. It came out awesome, wonderful, and everything went well, more than the way we even expected it.
For our children, they have the privilege to start off early. There's opportunity for them out there in soccer, in basketball, baseball. This thing is like a futuristic endeavor for securing your future.
At the end of the competition, Lemon House emerged overall winners, while Red House finished second, with Purple House and Blue House taking third and fourth position. The event featured match pass, sack race, relay race, picking the ball, obstacle race, filling the basket, teachers race, parents race, among other sporting activities. Bridget Agetu reporting.
That's our news tonight. Before we go, here is the thought. A beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. To end Delta Television main news, here are the highlights. The federal government has renewed performance contract bonds with 4 paramilitary agencies and the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, under the Federal Ministry of Interior. The contracts are aimed at boosting service delivery, efficiency, and achievement of set targets with the goal of strengthening Nigeria's internal security. Traditional rulers in the state have commended the drive behind the state's contributory health insurance scheme, describing the initiative as a transformative intervention which has expanded access to healthcare and eased the financial burdens for many families. The monarchs made the remark when they paid a condolence visit to the Director General of the State Contributory Health Commission, Dr. Isaac Akwaveta, following the demise of his mother. The disbursement of the 2024-2025 Student Special Assistance Scheme for Delta State students in tertiary institutions will commence tomorrow. And from the foreign scene, we reported that the United States President, Mr. Donald Trump, says he is not pleased with the reports that Mojtaba Khamenei has been selected as the new supreme leader of Iran. So much for Delta Television News tonight. You can also follow our news online on YouTube and Facebook at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Thank you for watching. Onome Iyaroe is my name. Good night.
Like I tell you, very soon, electricity for Delta State, it will be one of the best for Nigeria. Stop, you don't start. Calm down. You get what I don't tell you before when you don't tell me now. Say this year, 2026, they go complete the DSA roundabout flyover for everything. More the watch what I go happen now.
Sure, what go happen? This year just a start now. The construction